Dead Mall Date Night was filmed before a live studio audience.
Literally all I've done is ride in a car. I got some Zaxby's, but aside from this, my day has been basically that of a puppy. We'll go ride? We'll go car ride?
Quality Quarters Inn. Somehow I doubt that.
No, you go in there and get a room and they hand you a shiny new bicentennial.
Dead Mall Date Night will return after these messages.
Hello everyone, welcome to Richmond Mall in Richmond, Kentucky. I'm your cruise director, Kristen, and my fiance already said no to getting married in a mall. Why do I bring this up? Well, this mall still has a few tenants that include a church, a couple ladies' formal wear places, a bakery, a party supply store, a hairdresser, a photographer, and a sports bar that can be rented out for events. That's right, Richmond Mall is the closest thing I've ever visited to a bridal mall. All they need is a jeweler and you could literally plan an entire wedding right on the property. That leaves a lot of empty spaces, but hear me out. They need to turn the former JCPenney into a reception hall, and they need to start advertising that this place is a destination for people planning a wedding. Lexington, the next closest city, doesn't have anything like that. Richmond Mall opened on September 9th, 1988, anchored by Goodies, Walmart, and JCPenney. Less than a year later, a Cinemark theater opened on the property, and the description of the theater's decor in the local paper was just fantastic. Red and blue neon lights immediately magnetize the eye to a towering black column ticket and concession stand. Spots of soft yellow light then track the patron's eye from one mauve-colored wall to the next before up at a black ceiling lined in dancing lights. Embedded glass blocks, a marble-like facade, and plush black carpeting with swirls of red and blue put the finishing touches on the Art Deco decor. Wow, that sounds like an 80s dream, doesn't it? I wasn't able to find any color photos of it, but it sounds just amazing. The original owners of the mall, Pinnacle Partners LLC, defaulted on their $19 million mortgage in early 1990. In the midst of their financial problems, they had already begun planning another enclosed mall in Pikeville, Kentucky, a small town that to this day does not and has never had an enclosed mall. At the time, Richmond Mall had 75 retail spaces, 17 of which were vacant, which doesn't bode well for a less than 2-year-old mall. As a result of the default, the mall was purchased by Dean Witter Investments affiliates and started being managed by Shostak Brothers of Detroit. They did some interesting promotions to revitalize, including one in 1992 that included a pretend educational grocery store for children called Show and Tell Food Store. Local school children could visit and learn about things like counting change, nutrition, and even offered samples of food that kids in rural Kentucky were unlikely to have had before, like kiwis and lobster. I don't know, maybe it's my biological clock ticking, but the idea of a bunch of kindergartners shopping with tiny carts in a little kid grocery store makes me smile. The Show and Tell store was sponsored by several local grocery chains, and the at the time empty space was donated by the mall. By 1995, the mall's new owners had already gotten themselves in over their heads and were sued by their mortgage holders and the county, who had placed a lien on the mall due to $132,000 in unpaid previous year property taxes. A cause of the mall's financial problems may have been due in part to the departure of Walmart, who built a supercenter literally next door, leaving their Richmond mall space vacant. Walking around here, the mall is in remarkably good shape, and that is possibly due to the way it began to fail. This wasn't a slow, gradual slide into obsolescence. Rather, it was due to one crushing blow in 2008 in the form of Richmond Center, a big box power center that was built overlooking I-75 5 minutes away. When Richmond Center was announced, JCPenney, Goodies, and Hastings, a book, movie, and music retailer similar to Media Play, immediately committed to relocating to the new property, leaving all 3 anchor spaces vacant. The same year, the junior anchor Dow O'Hare's and Fashion Bug also closed their stores. The new development also had a Belk and a Meijer, and shoppers in the area immediately flocked to Richmond Center. Before this started, Richmond Mall was at 98% occupancy. By 2010, 2 years later, they were at 50% occupancy. It's as if the fickle nature of consumer taste just forgot this mall existed. There were quite a few people in here for a Saturday afternoon in a mostly empty mall during a pandemic, and the vibe, dare I say, was pretty cheerful. A big portion of the visitors were either there to walk or were there to try on or pick up their wedding dresses, so it feels more upbeat in here than you'd expect. I do wish they'd turn that fountain back on, but the plants look nice. Certainly better than a naked, empty fountain. As a remedy to their occupancy woes, 2 of the anchor spaces began being occupied by the offices for a chemical disposal company, and the JCPenney has remained vacant to this day. Since then, a furniture store has moved into the former Goodies. The former Walmart is now split between an Office Max and a closeout store called Bargain Hunt, neither of them open into the mall. This has meant ongoing rent for the mall's current 5th owner, but it does mean that the interior has become home to a scattering of local businesses, and a lot of empty spaces as the new anchor tenants do not generate traffic for the mall. Seriously though, if you're listening, owners of Richmond Mall, you need to promote this place as a wedding mall. See if you can get a tux rental place. Heck, you've even got a DMV for people to get their new ID with their new name after the big day. Isn't that romantic? With a little TLC and a few more tenants, this mall could absolutely survive in an enhanced version of what it is now, especially since whenever the pandemic is over, there will probably be a deluge of uncanceled weddings to cater to. Until then, you can walk down the mostly silent aisles of Richmond Mall. Bring a bouquet if you're feeling fancy.
We now return to Dead Mall Date Night.
Well, if you wanted to know where all the anchor stores from that mall we were just at went, there's a Dick's, there's a Belt,
All of them.
there's J.C. Penney.
Oops, all anchors.
Thank you for watching. Please leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you to Phil, Eva, Dean, and the rest of our growing list of supporters on Patreon who have helped make this and other episodes possible. As always, I'm your cruise director, Kristen, and this is UniComm Productions. We'll see you next time.